Mr. Roger Van Vleck. Mr. and Mrs. Roger Van Vleck.
Hey, Penny!
Chuck Harris, what are you doing over here?
Well, I'm generally over here, aren't I? Unless you're over at our place. Here, I brought you an ice cream cone.
Maple nut.
Yeah, it's got strawberry underneath. Hey, look, Penny. You got the first, the last, and the supper dance with me tomorrow night, see? I'm not going to get stuck with one of those snooty dames I got to be polite to.
Listen here, Mr. Charles Knowlton Harris. A gentleman doesn't ask a lady to save the first, last, and supper just so he won't have to be polite.
You talk like it was some kind of a special treat to have the first, last, and supper with you.
Maybe it's not to you, but I guess some people... Anyway, I regret to inform you that I'm already engaged for the first, last, and supper dance.
So you don't have to make a song out of it. Who've you got him with?
With Mr. Roger Van Vleck. And he'll be wearing a tuxedo with a white coat.
He would. The drip. Well, anyway, I got more important things on my mind. I painted the sailplane today.
You did?
Uh-huh. And as soon as it's dry, I'm going to fly it clear across the lake and back.
Across the lake, Chuck?
Well, sure. Why not? With that new stabilizer I built, I bet I can sail that plane for about...
Chuck!
It's Elmer.
Hey, Chuck, quick, what'll I do with your glider? I got it on my truck.
On your truck? What for?
I met your pa a little while ago, and he kind of suspicions you were building that plane out to my place. Said he was coming out tomorrow to look.
Where can we hide it? It's so big.
We couldn't hardly handle it, let alone the fresh paint.
I've got to think of some place. I've got to.
How about your old chicken house?
That's too small.
Garage?
No, Dad'd see it.
I know. The house next door is empty. We can put your glider in their garage.
Oh, that's it, Penny. Thanks.
Now, wait a minute, Chuck. How long you aim to keep it there?
Oh, just for tomorrow, Elmer. Dad'll go to your place to look for it, see, and he won't find it. And then tomorrow night, when the party's on, we'll load it in the back of your truck, and I'll fly it Sunday. All right, Elmer?
Well, yeah, I guess.
What do you mean, you guess?
Well, he can fly it Sunday. If he can fly it at all. We stowed Chuck's glider into that next-door garage, and along about then, the trouble really started. You see, Julie Harris, that's Chuck's sister, the one that Mervyn is kind of sweet on. She comes home from school ahead of time, and she meets this Mr. Roger Van Vleck, and darn if that glamour boy don't start to sparkle right from under Mervyn's nose. And you can just about imagine what that did to Penny. I declare I never seen a kid so kind of desperate. You should have heard her talking to her ma.
But, Mother, I can't wear my last year's dress to that party. That dress is a disgrace. You said so yourself.
I also said you were not to wear your new one last night, and you did, and got green paint on it, heaven knows how.
I was only helping Chuck to... That's got nothing to do with it. Please, Mother, please. If you could just see that dress in the window. It's red. Oh, heavenly red. And they call it Glamour Girl.
Penny, dear, I'm tired. Let's pretend you've told me for the 10th time all the reasons why you want that dress, and for the 10th and last time, the answer is still no.
What are you doing, Elmer?
Oh, counting the money, maybe.
Money? How much you got there?
$15.
$15?
Yeah, but I ain't giving it to nobody, Penny. This money ain't mine. It's Chuck's.
Chuck?
Yep. You're going to fly that big glider tomorrow. This money's for the hire motorboat. So as if he comes down the lake, I can tow him in.
Where's Chuck now?
Down at the garage. Say, what are you aiming to do?
Nothing. Only don't you go away. You wait right here with that money till I get back. Oh, Chuck.
Look, Penny, the paint's almost dry.
Chuck Harris, you're not going to try that glider tomorrow.
Anybody ask you?
Well, I mean... Look, Chuck, I've been thinking and thinking about it. Suppose your inventions don't work. Suppose that stabilizer isn't any good. Suppose you get killed.
You gotta take some risks.
But I can't stand worrying about you. Honestly, Chuck, I couldn't enjoy the party tonight thinking you're going to do that tomorrow.
Have you gone swacky?
No, but if you crashed down and hurt yourself, I just couldn't stand it. Growing up next door to you and all, you'd just about kill me.
Honest, Penny, I didn't know you felt like that. I wouldn't want you to worry.
But I would. I'd worry like anything. You won't do it, will you? Promise me you won't.
But I've got to. You know I've got to.
You mean even knowing how I feel?
I've got to.
But I've got to have that $15.
Was all that song and dance just so you could borrow that money?
No, Chuck, honest.
Honest nothing. I wouldn't trust you across the street, twisting a fella around till he doesn't know where he's at just so you can get at his money. You gold digger.
Oh, Chuck.
Oh, what are you sniffling about? Now, no use trying to get around me that way. I don't care how hard you cry. You can cry yourself blind. Oh, stop it, will you, Penny? Please, cut it out.
Calling me a gold digger when I was just worrying about how you might break your neck or a leg or something.
Well, maybe I wasn't. Sure, Penny, I was wrong.
After I spoiled my dress, helping you move her old glider.
But what can I do?
Listen, Elmer doesn't have to pay for the motorboat till he takes it, does he?
No, I suppose not.
Then lend me the money and I'll give it to you in the morning, sure.
But suppose you don't.
I will. If I tell you I will,
Oh, all right, Penny, all right. But Elmer's got the money. He may have gone.
No, he hasn't. He's waiting to go to the Bonton for me. Oh, Chuck, you've made this the most wonderful party I was ever going to.
Oh, Penny, darling, they've started to dance out in the badminton court. Don't you think you ought to be dressed?
Oh, there's lots of time. Mother, when did you fall in love with Dad? I mean, when did you know?
Well, that's rather difficult to... As a matter of fact, I think it was the day I slapped his face.
Slap his... Why'd you do that?
Well, he turned the hose on my brother. It hit my new hat. I slapped him. He kissed me, and there we were.
But why should slapping him make him kiss you?
I've been wondering about that for 20 years.
Come in.
Oh, say, Penny, here's your... Oh. Hello, Mrs. Wood. Sorry, I didn't know you were here.
It's all right, Elmer. Just leave the package.
Yes.
Penny, that box doesn't contain a red dress by any chance?
Well, you see, Mother,
With nothing on the shoulders? Not even straps?
I had to get it, Mother. I just had to. You don't know what Julie's doing to Roger.
Penny, dear, she couldn't do it if he didn't let her.
She could, because she's older and she knows how. All right, I've got to be a woman of the world, too. Listen, you're my mother. You can make me put on that old last year's party dress with sleeves. But I'm warning you, if you do, I'll never forgive you. Never as long as I live.
No, I don't believe you ever would.
Now are you going to be mean and cruel and make me wear that old rag? Or are you going to let me wear the glamour girl?
Penny, I'm going to be mean and cruel. I'm going to let you wear the glamour girl.
Gosh, Chuck, you don't reckon nobody saw us leave the party, do you?
No, they're all too busy dancing, Elmer.
It sure sounds like something funny's happening.
Yeah. Come on, we gotta get the sailplane loaded.
Chuck,
Dad!
so this is where you hit it, son.
Gee, Dad, I...
I warned you. I warned you I'd find that glider and destroy it.
Oh, but you can't, Dad, you can't. I've worked for months on it. It's even got my new stabilizer
Well,
in
we
it.
won't discuss it. And I'll take care of it later. I want you to close that garage up and come right back to the party. You too, Elmer.
Doggone it. What a break.
Come on, Elmer. Back your truck up. We gotta get this glider on it. Hurry.
It's no use, Chuck. He'll just come to my place in the morning.
Well, it won't matter then. I'm gonna fly it tonight.
Hey, you can't do that. You can't see in the dark. Suppose you come down the lake.
I've got to, Elmer. I've got to see if it works. I've got to fly that sailplane before Dad breaks it up. Come on.
Penny, dear.
They laughed at me, Mother. They said things about my dress. And they laughed.
There now, dear, it's not that serious.
But Roger was there. And he laughed, too. And Julie. Oh, I feel like I wanted to die.
Oh, you mustn't, darling. A woman of the world wouldn't talk that way.
Mrs. Wood.
Oh, Mr. Harris.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I can't find Chuck. I thought perhaps
Why, I haven't seen him for almost an hour.
Well, Elma's not around either, and that glider of Chuck's is gone from the garage.
You mean you found it?
I was going to chop it up this morning.
But if Chuck knew that, if it's gone, oh, Mother, we've got to do something.
Do what, Penny?
I know, Chuck, I tell you. He'll try to fly that sailplane tonight, before it's broken up. Oh, Mother, without even a motorboat.
Penny, what in the world?
Because he gave the money he saved for the boat, in case he fell in the lake.
In the lake?
Oh, dear. I'll phone the landing. Tell the police to get out some boats.
I'll get the doctor and go down to the lake. We're only in time.